Hey guys, JH, welcome to Practice Tea. Okay guys, as I said, the theme with all our videos on Channel Lock now will be just embedding, reviewing, revising, so forth. Okay, yesterday we talked about how to set in with nice, normal, natural balance. Okay, today I'm going to touch on, in conjunction with the normal, natural balance, how to get the limbs working in concert with that natural, normal balance and the positioning of those horizontal and vertical centers of gravity. Now what I mean by that, guys, is that in the process of just moving around like this, I mean, the feet are going, the body is hierarchically positioning the mass proportionally on top of other portions of mass to create a nice vertical controllable balance factor. Now, I'm not thinking about what these arms are doing and what these legs are doing. Now, in the golf swing, clearly there is a significant mental element of thinking about what these are doing and what this is doing and what this is doing. But if we can eliminate that to a significant degree, which I'm sure all the great ball strikers did, although there are people that have told me that and Norman von Nyder, the great Australian player, said that Hogan was working on so many things in his golf swing, every swing he made. And Hogan made that comment to the fella where the guy said to him, "Mr. Hogan, do you do this do you think about this on your backswing?" And Hogan looked at him with that piercing stare and said, "Fella, I think about everything." So we do that habitually and as part of being a human species and the way we're geared and mentally, or the way our brain's wired to respond. But guys, what I think you can do is that when we're coming in here to set up in our process, we're getting our balance. We went through that yesterday, where we should be. We should feel as if we can't get pushed over in any direction. That's a good way. That's probably a really good key to think, okay, how would I get in position where I can't get pushed over? And that means that you basically got all your body components in equilibrium. Now what you have to do, guys, is attach the actual swinging components of the body, which are the arms and the hands and the shoulders, and to a lesser degree the hips, but they are responders. But these are initiators. I know some people say that they just connect their arms up and they just push their shoulders back. I connect my arms up, but I push my hands back to initiate my backswing. And why do I do that? People say, you don't want to get the hands active early. Well, I've always done it, and the reason I've always done that is because I believe that these are the inherent, built-in determinators of our innate feel and positioning for our arms and anything in our hands. I just think that that's what they are, and they do that. When we pick things up, they instinctively do that. I mean, we wouldn't pick something up like that, would we? It's not to say that you can't have a golf swing where you just connect your arms up and just take your body back and just swing it. I mean, I couldn't swing like that, and that shot there resulted in me feeling that my hands are out of it. The feelers that I have in the golf swing are gone. And for me, I use them so much, so I don't want them gone. I don't want them out of the swing. I want them in the swing. So I would never try and take all of that back in one piece like that for me, because it just feels dead for me. And I mean, I couldn't time that. I couldn't hit that ball. I mean, it basically went along the ground. I couldn't swing like that. But there are people that do swing like that. And Nick Faldo very much swung like that at his peak. And I said to him once, I said, so what do you think about on the backswing? What is your thought? He said, I want to take this, all this, and put it there. I just want to put it there. Not a bad thought, if you want to think about connection. And of course he did it better than anyone. And of course when Curtis Strange was under the tutelage of Jimmy Ballard and he won those tournaments and those majors, I mean that's how he played golf. Because that was Jimmy Ballard, the way Jimmy Ballard used to teach. They used to connect up and then they just shift to here. Jimmy said there was no turn in the golf swing, it was just a shift. Now you can do that, guys, but I don't do that. And I can't do that. I can't do it effectively or efficiently. What I like to do is get here, get into that balanced position where you can't push me over, and then in the backswing, see that is starting my backswing. Those hands are pushing back. They're pushing back and down, and they're loading that golf club with energy. When I do that, when I push down and I do that, I'm loading the club with energy. I can't load it with energy if I take it back in one line or with just my body, because my hands are isolated, and they're the things that put the club in motion and create the momentum and the inertia on it. Okay, so I've got off the track a little bit there. But what I was wanting to allude to was that, okay, I'm in this balanced position here. How do I get these going back to complement that nice balanced position in the backswing? Well, guys, I think you just think about, okay, I want to take these arms here and put them over here. I want to put these hands over here. And I want to do that in the most natural and economical way that I can. I just want to take these hands here and put them back here. Put them back here. I have a video somewhere on my site, and someone wanted a really simplistic process for swinging a golf club. And I said, what you should do, because he's a reasonably good player, I said, just set up, get your balance factors and everything, and think about nothing else but just putting your hands over here. His was a conventional golf swing. I said, just take your hands and just put them over here. He said, what do you mean? I said, just put them over there. Whatever it takes to just put them over there, just do it. Don't think about it. Just feel the process of what you have to do to just take your hands and put them over there. In channel lock, we take our hands and we put them back here. Just put them back here. Here, we just put them back there. I'm not thinking about all these other components, the shoulders moving and the knees and the hips, sequencing themselves against that ignition move with the hands. I'm feeling it, but I'm feeling it more from the point of view of the club having momentum and inertia. That's what I'm feeling, guys. So to simplify, we get into that nice balance factor here. And then we just put the hands back here. First shot of the day, guys. And the grass is still long, but at least it's not wet today. So, what were you talking about there, JH? I was talking about simplification. Just take these hands and put them back there. And if your hands go back there, the club goes back there. That's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to get in here, got all our nice balance factors here. Just take them back here. And do that. Oh, that is too simple. That is really too simple. Well, it's too simple for most people to comprehend. And this is the difficulty. I mean, the golf swing is a very complex process if you look at it from a complex analysis point of view. But if you look at it from a natural, anatomical, biomechanical, complementing process of all the components complementing each other in balance, then that's really what you should be thinking of. Okay, you have to have some competency to go to this level. You couldn't just get a beginner and say to a beginner, if I was a beginner, I said, okay, I've never played before JH. What do I do? And I'd say, just set up, and I'd probably set up like that. And then I'd probably say to the person, to oversimplify it, just take your hands and put them over here. And I'd show you what they do. They go like that. Clearly they do that because they're not skilled in or schooled in that balance factor. If they're in here and they had that balance factor to start with, what I should have said to them was just sit into a normal balance position so I couldn't push you over. What would they do? And I used to do this with students, guys. I used to simplify it. I say, get into a position here. We don't talk about a golf. Just grab the golf club, sit down and get into a balanced position where I couldn't push you over and where your arms feel like they're just hanging in space. And believe it or not, whenever you said that to someone and they did apply those directions, they got into a fairly good and sometimes excellent address position. Why? Because they had to balance all their componentry to get into that position. And they had to put that componentry in a specific spot. And I used to say to them, you know, just settle. Just settle and feel like you're settling and you're getting in a position that you could jump vertically straight up in the air. I don't want you to have your weight back here, so if you jump that way, or your weight forward, so you jump that way. We just want to jump straight up. We want to be in a springy loaded position at address. And believe it or not, guys, people got there. And then I would just say, okay, when you're in that position there, all I want you to do is just take your hands and put them over here. While in a conventional swing, I'd say, just take your hands and put them there. I wouldn't let them hit the ball for 5 minutes. Just say, take your hands and put them over here. And then I'd say, take your hands and put them over here a bit higher. And then I'd say, okay, what I want you to do now is take your hands from here and put them over here. There. That's all I want you to do, just put them over there like that. Just take your hands from here and put them over here in that position there. Then I get them to take the hands over and put them over there. I'm not even talking about the golf club, just the hands. And what is required to move the hands like that to get into position. Now also, guys, and now this is all relative to channel lock clearly, but it's also relative to any golf swing. And the other thing I used to do to give them the feeling of momentum in a golf swing, because you'll see when people start out, even people that are coming in for lessons to improve their game, they'll get here and they start from a static position here, and the backswing looks like ratchet, and click 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 click, and I call it the ratchet golf swing. There's no momentum in the golf swing. So what I used to say to people and get them to do was say, okay, what I want you to do is just bring the club back from the ball, but get it over here. And then all I want you to do is take that and put it over here, like that. Or in a conventional swing, put it over there. So we're going from here to over there. Now invariably, okay, you would see some people, they would go like that. But I'd say, okay, just feel that the club is heavy. If they did that, I'd say, feel the club's heavy and keep it feeling heavy. And then they would end up looking like this. They would be here. Then I get them to get the club up off the ground, guys, here. And I'd say, push it forward before you take it over there. And they go here, here, there. Here, here, there. Now that's momentum. And that's momentum loading. And that's what you do in a golf swing. There used to be a coach in Sydney that used to teach you that way back in the mid-70s. And he actually used to do that. So to get over here, he'd do that. Here. And he could hit it. Unbelievable. But what we see there, guys, is natural momentum. Here. Now, we wouldn't do that in a golf swing because we'd be scared of hitting the ball on the backswing. But there's no reason why we can't have the feeling, that same amount of momentum, and just taking the hands back there and putting the club back there. So we're not going to worry about the club, we're just going to take the hands and put them back here. Now that's in exactly the same place as the other golf ball. I'll just hit a couple this way on a slightly different angle. Because now the bounds fence right over there, and the tree I'm aiming is behind the out of bounds. I'll go and pick the balls up, but it's just going, the balls are just going out of bounds. So I'll turn around and aim at the other tree over here, which is 40 yards to the left, which is what we do in our practice, our normal practice. So here we are. So we're just going to put our hands over here. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Guys, these revisional things are not only good for you guys, they're good for me. I mean, that was just beautiful. What did I feel there? I felt an awful lot of just freedom. Freedom. The club just flowing. Here. Turn around even more. This won't be too good angle for the camera, but we'll... Okay, just put the hands here, Jade. Now if you can incorporate that with one of the really important tenets of channel lock, and that is seeing the ball hit. If you can just take your hands over here and then just see the ball hit. We'll hit this way left here, we'll hit this 100 yards left of that other tree. Wow, I mean guys, that's going in. If there was a house window there, that's gone in the house window. And the great thing there, guys, is really, I'm actually practicing what I'm preaching. I'm only thinking about putting the club back here, and what I have to do to just put it back there. To just put my hands back there. What do I have to do to just put my hands back there like that? That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to do anything else. Now that's when you've got some level of proficiency with channel lock. I mean, when you're learning, we went through the processes yesterday that we don't want to be in positions like that and really have to really take the club and put it somewhere. The club is never taken anywhere. It's swung to some destination. It's just swung and it finds its way. We talk about the orbit. When you get a tennis ball and a string, that ball is orbiting. And the more that you can get a golf club to orbit around your body, the more that you'll have a repeating golf swing. So just put the hands back there, JH. Guys, I know you hear it all the time. That's the best 5-iron I've hit since I've been on channel lock. You hear it all the time, and you'll continue to hear it because that's me. That's the best 5-iron I've hit since I've been on channel lock. Okay, I've ingrained channel lock. I've got a lot of the base, structure requirements in there, but I can still learn stuff. And the stuff I'm learning here is just take all the overthinking out of the golf swing. Don't overthink. That's what we'll call this. Don't overthink. Here we go. Now that's trail foot, guys, and just I feel like I used to have a thing when I was a kid. We all did. It was a little wooden thing, and it was a duck, and it used to go, and there used to be a bowl of water, and the duck would go down and and that water would somehow draw the wood down, and the duck would, and that's what I feel like. I feel like a duck going down to drink when I do this. I go here, here. A duck drinking. Those old toys, I remember those toys. Most people out there will be saying, did they have toys in biblical times, JH? You're so old. Okay, watch this, guys. Put the hands back here. and just kill it. Now that's a very leisurely swing, guys, but that ball's motoring. That's motoring. And motoring for JH, not motoring for Dustin Johnson or Jason Day. It's motoring for JH. As I say, with the modern equipment, and even with a restricted backswing that I have at my advanced age, I still hit my irons the same distance I hit when I was 34, when I took up the game. You know, the clubs have made a difference to that. But those Cobra one-length golf clubs, I mean, I just hit those fantastic. And I grip my clubs down to the same length. Okay, just going to put my hands over there. Wow. You know what was interesting there, guys? I had so much momentum in that downswing, it pulled me forward. I didn't expect to have that much momentum coming down. But because I loaded the club so well on the backswing, it just pulled me forward. I really needed to stay back a little bit. It just got a little push. Still would have been, you know, just right side of the flag. Or even if I missed the green with that, which was probably about a 10 or 12 yard push. But if I'd have missed the green with that, it would have been just a little kick up to the flag, which Bill Phillips is saying that with channel lock, even if you miss greens, you're always going to miss greens, guys. Because that's the nature of human beings with visual acuity. We think we're aiming right, and even so that, you know, just a degree difference, 2 degrees difference in alignment of the club face means, you know, with a driver, it means the difference between hitting a fairway and missing it, just 2 degrees. So coming into a green, it's even more critical. But that was a lot of momentum, and I was just not thinking about that I would have that much hit on the ball. Just take the hands over there, JH. Beautiful clear day today, and just hitting up there towards the blue sky. Just wonderful. It's actually hot, guys, really hot. The weather is variable. I know, because I spend so much time, and I have spent so much time outside over the last 10 years that I know what the weather's like year to year, month to month, and certain parts of the month. And it has varied in the last 3 years up here, significantly so. I'm not saying there's any climate change, I'm just saying that the cycle of weather is changing, and it's probably done that through history. Okay, come on. That's a killer. Now the thing about, guys, I don't care if I get a little bit of this. If I'm going to block that shoulder, I'll get a little bit of this. I don't care. That's killed. Jordan Spieth gets a bit of that. I'd like to get as much as, and the quality that he gets in his golf swing. What a wonderful ball striker he is. He doesn't get a lot of credit for his ball striking, but he's a great ball striker. Great ball striker. I think actually quality of ball strike, he's better than Jason Day. Jason's powerful, but I don't think he has the quality of strike. I rate Justin Rose and Jordan Spieth as probably, and Lee Westwood, in terms of quality ball strike. A lot of the other guys have got the power, but they don't have that real super quality of strike. And DeCambo, I mean, DeCambo is just an amazing ball striker. The other guys have got the power. When you watch Jason hit it, it's impressive to watch, but he just hasn't got that scrape factor that Rose and those guys have got. Scrape factor? Someone's going to ask me that. Like Tom Watson, they actually scrape the ball. Mo Norman used to like to scrape it. He didn't like to clamp it. Okay, come on, Jade. Just put the hands over there. Okay, one more. All right, we'll take it back. Nice big backswing. And really have a lot of 5 o'clock nose. That's a good shot to finish on, guys. Okay guys, that's I don't know what I'm going to call that, but I mean I'll have to work it out, but just some little variations that you can use to set your momentum up and get the body moving naturally. Golf's not natural, but body movement is, and you can incorporate that natural body movement into a golf swing.